Welcome back, guys, to Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutors Gambit, where last episode, after examining Knight's holding cell and viewing security camera footage that showed him being attacked, we headed out into the hallway of the detention center to see Shilong Lang before Eustace, Winner, and Gavèlle showed up. Having been given testimony by the young prosecutor about the reason for Saint's arrest, being steered away from the topic by Gavèlle, we now hear about the whereabouts of the murder weapon. Fact 1, the murder weapon was some sort of metal blade. Fact 2, potentially deadly blades are strictly controlled within the prison walls, as we both know. What the hell? There's chisels and work stuff everywhere, scissors and... what? From these two facts, I concluded that the weapon in question must have come from outside. It must have been hidden inside the chess set. That's what I think, anyway. And since the only prints we found on the chess set belonged to the victim and the suspect, I'd say it's blindingly obvious who brought the weapon in and used it, wouldn't you? If nothing else, his testimony this time is a little more comprehensible than the last. Another winning deduction brought to you by one winner, Eustace, prosecutor extraordinaire. More like one winner, Eustace, prosecutor extraordinaire, if you ask me. But how could anyone even hide a weapon inside that chess set? Yeah, good question. Why don't you take a look for yourselves? Inside the chessboard? I suppose there's only one way to find out. I've looked at it here so many times. Is this why it, like, undid itself a bit? There's nothing in here but chess pieces. Ah, that laugh is really something. He seems pretty convinced the weapon was hidden in here somewhere. I better take a closer look. I mean, either the bottom or the top. I think it's a full stop. What? The stiff lining at the top opens like a flap door. Whoa, there's plenty of room in there. Indeed, more than enough to hide something like a small knife. Ingenious, no? The killer snuck the weapon in by... Objection! Huh? What do you mean? Ha! Let me finish, will you? I fear you've not been listening, Mr. Winner. Or perhaps you've simply forgotten. The detention center is outfitted with a security gate. Huh? I mean, yes, and? The security gate also acts as a metal detector, Eustace. We must pass through another one on the way into the prison itself, remember? Aha! Yes, that's right, of course I remember! He definitely didn't. It would have been impossible to smuggle a metal blade through such a gate and into the facility, which would seem to blow a rather large hole in your reasoning, Mr. Winner. Overruled! Oh, overruled? That gate is only used to scan people. Any items they bring into the facility are only subjected to a cursory check. Are you telling me that the chess set wasn't put through the metal detector? I guess the latch is metal? It should have been. Alas, it seems the guards have grown a little lax in that regard of late. Really? Security gate's data is jotted down in my organizer as well, capable of detecting eyes made of metal. Very good. Thank you, Gavèlle. It was my pleasure. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, if you would be so kind as to begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination? It's like she's holding a trial. Well, no matter. Let's see how well this ingenious deduction of Mr. Winner's holds up, shall we? Fact 1, the murder weapon was some sort of metal blade. Hold it! A metal blade, you say? And do you have any evidence to support this? Ha! You mean you didn't even look at the victim's injuries? Why am I not surprised, you third rate? Well, the fatal blow was a stab wound to the neck. I don't understand why that has to necessarily be metal, though. And it was delivered by a knife-like blade. That much is absolutely beyond doubt. It appears that they're not yet aware of a certain other piece of information. Lost for words, are we? Then I'll just keep going. My brilliant deductions don't end there, you know. Fact 2, potentially deadly blades are strictly controlled within the prison walls, as we both know. Hold it! The fact that such objects are strictly controlled doesn't mean they're actually forbidden. Also, it's a fact that a blade does not have to be made out of metal. Well, no, I mean, some of the prisoners use scissors to cut the animal's hair and... Oh, okay, it's bringing this up. And that avenue of inquiry was conscientiously pursued, as you no doubt recall, Eustace. Yes, only one bladed object had been signed out by a single prisoner at the time of the incident. The item was tested for traces of blood, but none were found. I suppose he's referring to the scissors Mr. Sort was using. So there's no way the blade in question came from inside the prison. From these two facts, I concluded that the weapon in question must have come from outside.
Hold it!
Outside? What does that mean exactly? Haha! The opposite of inside, you numbskull! Was that an attempt at clarification or a put-down? Because it clearly accomplished neither. What Eustace means to say is that it must have been brought in from outside the prison by Mr. Saint. Honestly, Edgeworth, if you haven't figured that out by now, then you're an even bigger loser than I thought. The feeling is mutual, believe me. Mr. Saint clearly brought the murder weapon into the prison. The question is how? It must have been hidden inside the chest set. That's what I think anyway.
Hold it!
But no murder weapon was found at the crime scene, and there's nothing inside the chessboard either. I'm curious, Mr. Winner, do you also have thoughts about where this weapon might be? Well, the perpetrator must have hidden it somewhere in the prison. Is there a problem with this claim? I guess? Possibly the whole moving it around side of things? Usually when we are asked is there a problem with this claim, there is a problem though. So I usually just go along with what the game's kind of like driving us down. I'm trying to think exactly what the problem may be. I mean, we don't even necessarily know if who the perpetrator is yet. But the access of being able to move around is just a bit baffling. Alarms would have been going off everywhere. There's probably... Is there another metal detector on the way into the prison? I say there's a problem. They hid it somewhere inside the prison. That seems unlikely. In fact, I can prove that's not the case. What evidence suggests that the murder weapon isn't hiding somewhere in the prison? Ho ho ho! I feel like I've got myself into a terrible kind of thing. Oh! Winner, Gavèlle and the warden searched the prison for the murder weapon but couldn't find anything. Ah! That's probably what I'm looking for here.
Take that!
I'm starting to worry about your memory, Mr. Winner, and I'm starting to worry about mine. I don't remember when I got that. Shows what happens when you play day by day. Didn't you and the good judge search the prison with Warden Lagarde? And didn't you fail to find a likely murder weapon? Oh! Well, yeah, yes, but I guess we just missed it, that's all. Wow, way to undermine yourself. You're saying your search wasn't entirely thorough. You, the so-called winning rookie. Stop making fun of me. Eustace? Calm yourself. Breathe deeply. Do not allow your opponent to get under your skin. You're right. I'm a winner! Why should I let a third-rate loser like Edgeworthless here get under my skin? I'll thank you to leave my name out of this. Well, I'm Kay Faraday, and I'm A-OK. Not you too, please. Look, it's simple. Since my first-rate investigation didn't turn up any weapon, it means there wasn't one to find. Which leaves only one possibility. The murderer took the weapon with him when he left the prison. That's why we couldn't find it when we looked, obviously. Wouldn't it be searched? Wouldn't the gate have gone off? Like, see, this is why I'm like, oh, we gotta look at this thing about them searching the prison. I'm like, all the movement. All of the movement. I'm starting to wonder if it's something to do with that trophy case.
Objection!
All the beepity boops. But what you are proposing is impossible. And this proves why the culprit couldn't possibly have taken the weapon out of the prison with them. Because it would have been literally on their person, not smuggled within a thing because this stayed in the prison. And then it would have been picked up by this. Capable of detecting eyes made of metal. Which just kind of helps us prove more about the whole not being metal, maybe.
Take that!
More memory trouble, Mr. Winner. Now you're forgetting things you yourself said. I get that. I do that. Are you making fun of me? Again? Oh, so you remember what I said. But perhaps you might have been better served by remembering this. What's that? Wait, does he seriously not remember? It would certainly seem that way. There is a security gate at each of the entrances to the detention center and the prison proper. Coming from the prison, anyone leaving the facility would have had to have passed through both of them. 2 gates, both fitted with metal detectors. Oh wait, now I remember. Looks like he got his memory back. So as you can see, there is no way anyone could have taken a weapon out through both gates. And therefore, there is no way the murderer weapon could have left the building. Yeah! In which case, Mr. Edgeworth, perhaps you would care to tell us where you think the murder weapon might be. It is still here on the premises. That's the only plausible conclusion to be drawn. But we searched the prison from top to bottom and couldn't find anything. Well, you've got to search the other parts of the prison that aren't exactly the prison. Because you were never going to find anything to begin with. Not when you were laboring under the misconception that it's a blade you were looking for. Yeah, we know the truth about what happened to Mr. Knight. We've seen it with our own eyes. That is quite a claim. I assume you have the evidence to support it. What is this weapon that was used to commit the crime? Take a look at this, Judge Gavèlle, and the weapon used in this case will become clear.
Take that!
This is footage taken from a security camera trained on Knight's holding cell. Now, watch it for yourselves and see. Sped up a little. What? But how? This footage captures the moment the victim was attacked by a black dog. I mean, we can't actually tell what animal it is. More than sufficient proof of how he really died, wouldn't you say? Yes, it is certainly significant. So now we know that Knight was in fact killed in his cell by a vicious dog. A dog that moved the victim's body to the prison workshop post-mortem. We know this thanks to an eyewitness who saw the dog in the workshop when the body was discovered. Of course, I think we can all agree that there is no way the dog could have planned such a crime itself. Indeed, I fear it may be his handiwork after all.
Overruled.
That's quite enough of that, Mr. Edgeworth. And Judge Gavèlle, you are correct that this footage is an important piece of evidence, but it also raises an important new question. A question that I suspect you have also been asking yourself. She's right. There is one major problem with my version of the events. The black dog, the one that belongs to one of the inmates, how did it move between the holding cells and the prison proper at will? Oh! How do we answer that one, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, we don't know. As I understand it, they have a chip on them that allows them to move between parts of the prison, but not leave the prison. Now, is there a great event another way through? Now, that's a question we'll have to answer in time, I think. The truth is, I don't know yet. Of course not. Can it, Wonder Boy? You didn't even notice there was a problem.
Overruled.
Until the defense provides an adequate explanation, the court cannot accept your line of logic. That is all. This court is adjourned. But wait, there's still so much more to explore.
Overruled.
Court is no longer in session, Mr. Edgeworth. If you would be so kind as to leave the courtroom. Court was never in session in the first place. Once again, this court is adjourned.
Objection!
We may not have all the answers yet, but you haven't explained anything either regarding Mr. Saint. What do you mean? Just as we don't yet know how the dog made it into one of the detention center's holding cells, you can't know how Mr. Saint could have made it inside the detention center, let alone the prison either. He would have been allowed as far as the visitor's room to see his friend, but no further. So it's hard for me to conceive how he could have committed a crime in a place he had no access to. Judge Gavèlle, I believe it's your turn to provide some proof. Proof that Simeon Saint was able to enter the prison.
Overruled.
You wish for the court to provide you with proof. Highly irregular, but very well. What? They actually have something. Now Now seems like as good a time as any. And I suppose you have been kind enough to share your own theories on the case. What's she building up to here? Mr. Edgeworth, I suspect you don't know what Mr. Saint does for a living, so allow me to fill you in. He is a circus performer.
A what?
Yes, perhaps you've heard of the Very Big Circus. Oh, don't be silly, darling. Of course I was. Yesterday was a very important day, after all.
Important in what way, exactly? A big meeting of some kind, perhaps?
A meeting? Oh, heavens, no. I couldn't think of anything worse. No, yesterday the circus came to visit. You see it now, I assume? As I am sure you are aware, a show was held yesterday for the prisoners' entertainment. A show featuring animals and performers, performed by members of the Very Big Circus. So, does that mean Mr. Saint... Yes, Mr. Saint was allowed inside the prison as part of that show. A fact that is being confirmed beyond reasonable doubt.
She held on to that fact until the last possible moment. She let me run with my own theory, and only afterwards did she use it to reveal the truth. Wait. Butt out, Gavèlle! I have him right where I want him!
Forgive me, Eustace, but if I may... While the particulars of the suspect are indeed fascinating, don't we have something a little more impressive to share with the prosecutor?
That must be why she steered him onto a different topic back then, too.
I got you good, didn't I, you third-rate prosecutor?
This has nothing to do with you.
Gentlemen, this court is well and truly adjourned. If I may offer a word of advice, Mr. Edgeworth, your conduct as a prosecutor is already in question. You would do well to remember that you were removed from this case for that precise reason.
What are you trying to say?
That the committee reserves the right to confiscate your badge at any time. Should you wish to retain it, you would do well to avoid crossing paths with us again.
Is that a threat?
The goddess of justice is compassionate, Mr. Edgeworth, but she is not endlessly forgiving. Oh, and one last thing. You are no defense attorney. Abandon this foolish pretense.
Thank you for your concern. But I do not abandon anything. What I start, I finish.
Well, do try to remember that the two jobs are not one and the same, and that a defense attorney is expected to develop something of a bond with their client. Next time, finding out your client's real occupation might be a good place to start. Now, I really must be going. May the goddess of justice watch over you all.
Thanks for the help there, Chief.
So Simeon lied to us.
Not just you two. Guy took me for a ride too. What's his deal? Whoa. You're not having second thoughts about all this, are you, Milesy boy? Sure, Judge Gavèlle's a tough cookie, but that doesn't mean you can just give up the ghost. The defense never rests, as a wise man once said, and that goes for associates too. Don't worry, Fender. I have no intention of resting. Nevertheless, our assumption that Mr. Saint couldn't have entered the prison has been proven false. Which means we'll need to restart our investigation from square one, I'm afraid. Oh, to be continued. Square one it is. Square one it is. So, Mr. Saint, you have a lot to tell us about. You withheld information from me. Why? I didn't withhold anything! Or at least, I didn't mean to! Okay, so you are a member of the Very Big Circus, right? No, I mean, yes, but no. I'm not really a member. I'm still new. That's irrelevant. You're still a member. Ah! Oh, and he's gone.
Let's try this again. Why didn't you tell us?
Because it would have looked so suspicious. Me being a performer in the circus show, and me being friends with Bronco. I thought that if anyone found out, nobody would believe I was innocent. Not even you, Kay. I thought I made it clear that I believed in you. But
when you stare at me like that, I get so terrified,
You're a real smooth operator, aren't you, Miles? Any other client-scaring tips you want to share? You're really not helping, Fender. And at this rate, it sounds like we really will need to question him about everything all over again.
So what do you do at the circus, Simeon?
I'm an animal tamer. Kind of. I'm still learning the ropes.
That's so cool. Do you get to train lions and tigers and bears and stuff?
Lions? Tigers? Bears? Oh my, no. I work with this little guy. Looks pretty tame already to me. So you're not exactly a tamer, more like one of those old-timey organ grinders.
So that's what the hair's for?
Not now, Manny, I'm trying to... Oh, you little scamp. Oh, I thought it was like robot control, but that's the act, is it? Something tells me it's the organ grinder who's being monkeyed around. Well, let's learn about the very big circus. Give us your testimony, control monkey. When we spoke to you before, you said you worked at a company. I was telling the truth. The circus really is a company. We all have titles and everything. The ringmaster's the CEO, and I guess you call me a gopher. I even have a line manager. She's head of the animal taming department. It's part of the showbiz division. She's such an inspiration. There isn't a creature in the world she couldn't convince to do her bidding. Even Miles here. I'd like to see somebody whip him into shape. I am not some kind of creature, Fender. So this line manager, was she working with you on the show? Yes, it was just us two. It wasn't all that big of a job compared to what we normally do. She's usually the one performing on stage. I just do all the monkey work. But I did have a bit part this time. So only 2 members of the circus are relevant to this case. Alright, talk me through your movements here at the facility. Sure, I came to see Bronco at around noon 2 days ago. And that was when you brought him the chess set. Yes, and that same evening I started work on setting up the stage in the yard. It was so hard, I had to haul everything in by myself over multiple trips. They let us use one of the rooms in the prison for storage. Workshop A, I think. Workshop A, where Nice Body was found. You mean your boss didn't help you? Oh no, I could never ask her to schlep all that stuff around. Like I said, the monkey work's my job. Once it was all set up, we did a run through and it must have been, midnight by the time I left. The next morning, I was back and ready for the show. We started at 8 a.m. and we performed till 10. So Mr. Saint was the only one of the pair to have entered the room where the body was found. And Knight's body was found immediately after the show had ended. Do you have any idea why you were arrested? And why so quickly? I've never seen a guy get booked so fast. Surely even Lil Winner wouldn't just pull somebody in on a hunch. And never underestimate the power of an underdeveloped intellect. I think I might know why. When I was moving all the stuff, I went to go see how he was doing. Bronco, I mean. You went to the holding cells on your own. Tell me you had permission. No, it wasn't a formal visit or anything. So I just sort of snuck over and hoped no one stopped me. But you just seen him earlier that same day. Why take the risk? I've known him since we were kids, when both of us were all alone. He doesn't have any family, you see. Just like me. I knew he'd be feeling lonely, that he'd want somebody to talk to. So I had to go see him. You don't have any family? For a while I had my dad, but he passed away when I was a little kid. Losing one's father as a child. I know that pain all too well. He's just like you and me, Mr. Edgeworth. There was nobody else nearby when you went to see him. No, the other holding cells were empty and I didn't see any guards. Yeah, well, somebody must have seen you, or you wouldn't be in there. Oh no! No! I messed up so bad, didn't I? Are you sure it's not a security camera? That makes the most sense. So the assumption is that something happened while the two were alone together. At least I imagine that would be Winner and Judge Gavèlle's thinking. In any case, I think we'll need to speak to your boss next. Last I heard, she's supposed to be around today too. Somewhere in the yard. Tell her I'm sorry, won't you? I'm so sorry. I can't believe I let this happen.
Sure thing, Simeon. We're here for you. If there's anything else we can do, just say the word. But, I mean, there's nothing I can do for you in return. You don't have to worry about that. We're friends. We know what it's like to be in your shoes. We're all part of the same club after all. Right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Unfortunately so, I'm afraid. Thank you for sharing such personal details with us. By the sound of it, you had little reason to kill Knight. If anything, you're the one most affected by his passing. And what's more, I simply don't believe a person as gentle as you is capable of murder. Rest assured, we believe you, and we will get you out of here. Well, what do we have here? A gosh darn defense attorney, that's what. Bravo, big guy. I can't believe I'm saying it, but you even reminded me of your old man for a moment there. I did. Hey, from the Book of Gregory. An attorney is a friend to the friendless. Simeon, me bucko. This guy will suffer any hardship for your friendship. Things are gonna be shiply amazing. I didn't realize Talk Like a Pirate Day had come earlier this year, Fender. Well, that's just the thing. You never know when a pirate will strike next. Anyway, kid, you want some candy? No thanks. I don't like sweet stuff. Oh, bummer.
I wouldn't mind a nice ship myself. A great beast galleon for the Dread Pirate K. Yahar, me hearties. We'll sail the seven seas together and claim the greatest treasure of all, the truth.
Shiver me timbers, you two will be the death of me. Now come on, let's set sail for the prison yard, but no sea shanties on the way, please. Look at Miles Edgeworth lighting an up guy. Why are you going this way?
Look, the shutter's open.
That's the way out to the yard, I believe.
Let's go take a look. Come on, what are you waiting for?
Someone's excited. Looks more like a bog standard yard, but I'm amazed there's a well in the prison yard. Don't worry, there's an escape hatch. Except, of course, it's barred and locked, but still suspicious. So this is the famous yard. The circus performance was taking place here just before the body was discovered.
Check it out! It's like the backdrop to some epic festival.
Most of the prisoners were assembled here when the body was discovered, which means that anyone who saw the show has an alibi. Right, the building layout data has been updated. Alright, time to take a look around. Ah! Okay!
Being hit by a blooming elephant. Stop hitting me! Help, Mr. Edgeworth!
That looks painful. Cease and assist, you beast!
Ah! Somebody ouch! Help out me! What about moving?
Stay, Isaiah, stay!
Who's that? Oh, you found a new friend to play with. Good for you, girl. Play with? Your elephant nearly ate me. No way. She'd never do a thing like that. I think it doesn't even bite. At least, not very often. Oh my god, how shoujo.
So she does have a taste for human flesh.
How did you like meeting a real live elephant up close? Aren't you glad you did? Yeah, glad I didn't die. But you did have fun, right? Right?
It's the eyes. There, sweetie, don't cry. She had a wonderful time, didn't you, Kay? Don't mislead the poor girl, Fender.
She did? Oh, I'm so happy.
Here, let me make it up to you. How about a hug? Keep your trunk to yourself.
Oh, another new friend. Isn't this just the best day ever?
I am Associate Defense Attorney Miles Edgeworth.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I haven't even introduced myself. I'm Regina. So nice to meet you. I'm Kay, Great Thief Extraordinaire and Mr. Associate Defense Attorney's Great Associate.
This self-introduction brought to you by the word convoluted.
And your elephant's newest friend is Mr. Fender, the defense attorney. Oh, she's not just any elephant. That's his hair, the Asian elephant. I think I stopped the second you told her to. You really have a way of animals, Regina. Well, I wouldn't be much of an animal tamer if I didn't. What? So you're Simeon's boss? That's right. Regina Berry, head of the Animal Taming Department, Showbiz Division, Berry Big Circus. It's so lovely to meet all of you.
The pleasure's all ours, mademoiselle. Name's Eddie Fender. I'm a bit of an ace attorney. So much for whipping me into shape.
Yes. She's perfect.
What are you muttering to yourself about, Kay?
That positivity, that charisma, that energy. Regina, you'd make a perfect partner in crime for the great thief Yadagalasu. Great thief? That sounds like fun. My animals and I have stolen the spotlight quite a bit in our time. And that's the one thing we don't want to steal. Gotta keep it on the down low, all stealthy ninja-like. But where's the fun without a show? The down low sounds like it might get me down. Bummer, I think we've got a fundamental difference of opinion going on here.
It would indeed appear that negotiations have broken down. Maybe next time, Kay.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, let's get cracking. Too bad we can't see much of what's beyond that metal fence, though.
Indeed, and we're in sore need of information in addition to evidence. Therefore, we should make an effort to talk with any persons of interest as well.
That we should. Persons of interest all around. So,
with a new witness, suspect, whatever it could turn out to be in the future, to question, and an elephant. I think the elephant's a menace. I think the elephant did it. Why is there a dead fish here? Whatever, it might be something to do with the circus thing. We'll check this out next time. Oh, high voltage, danger. We'll check all this out and investigate the yard. Why are you here? Next time on Ace Attorney Investigations, because if I keep looking around this place, I'm going to stop the outro even further at this point in time. I'll see you guys next episode for more. Until then, I say bye-bye.